Hi, I'm Dinesh Oza. I am a performance coach and a talent development expert. I help people who are working into corporate sector and making their life better with the help of continuous performance enhancement for continuous professional growth. I'm fortunate enough to have been gifted by the opportunity to help more than 10,000 people from 15 different organizations where I've helped them to enhance their performance and make their life better. During these 10 years, which includes, as an independent consultant and 10 years of working into corporate sector wherein I was into decision making as far as learning and development is concerned. So you will for sure agree that in these days, the business ecosystem is growing at a very fast pace. And all the employees who are a part of an important part of this business ecosystem wants to grow on a continuous basis. Everyone dreams of growing on a continuous basis. And if I put it into a very simple words, everyone wants to get promoted and wants to get a good hike at the end of respective appraisal period. And we have seen, friends, that people are growing these days very fast. We have cases like Mr. Parag Agrawal of Twitter got to become a CEO at the age of 37. We have Mr. Sundar Pichai who became CEO of Google at the age of 43. And how can we forget Mr. Satya Nadella, who was among the first who became CEO of Microsoft at the age of 47. So the average age of people who are into that upper echelon is getting reduced. This means that we have to grow at a very fast pace. How is this possible? So as per me, friends, whatever experience I have gained, whatever I have learned from my 20 years of experience, which includes 10 years of working into corporate sector and 10 years as an independent consultant, one thing which will help is continuous performance enhancement. So I call this initiative as a continuous performance enhancement for continuous professional growth. So the objective of this channel is to help people who are working into corporate sector to acquire required attitude, knowledge, skill and practices to grow on a continuous basis by outperforming their goal sheets and objectives year on year and get to rise to your inspirational position and roles and responsibilities. So friends, what is this continuous performance enhancement all about? This is something beyond continuous performance improvement. Continuous performance improvement is only managing to meet your goals, your KRAs and KPIs at any cost. But continuous performance enhancement is a systematic and methodical way of implementing required actions which constitutes or which makes a particular process to attain required results and output. And continuous performance is all about small increment in the actions, process and results on a continuous basis. So friends, as we have discussed and we have seen many such cases where people have grown in their life on a continuous basis through continuous performance enhancement. And I'm sure, friends, without continuous performance enhancement, it is not possible for a person to grow at that fast pace. Yeah, there would be challenges and there would be favorable situations. Friends, I call these people who have grown in corporate sector on a continuous basis as corporate black commandos. These corporate black commandos, they never get worried about the challenges which comes in their way. They always leverage the positive things which are happening around them. They are very grounded individual. They respect challenges which comes to them. They don't get overjoyed by favorable situation which comes to them. And they always are waiting for opportunities in the form of problems. So that's why I call them, corporate black commandos. So as a talent development professional, I strongly believe in one thing, which is that if you want to learn, the best way to learn is to learn from people like us, people who are around us. So friends, let us learn how to use continuous performance enhancement for continuous professional growth from one of the person who is just like you and me. So I'm going to talk with Mr. Vishal Krishnani, who is Senior Vice President in one of the leading life insurance companies of India. He is heading the direct sales vertical of that respective life insurance organization through since last 2 years. And when he started as a simple feet on street. So he started as a simple sales executive. That was 16 years back. Today he is heading one of the very critical and a very successful vertical of his organization, which is direct sales. So let us directly hear from him. How can we grow on a continuous basis with the help of continuous performance enhancement? Let's go and talk with him. Okay, so let's meet Mr. Vishal Krishnani. Vishal, thank you very much for investing your valuable time, and congratulations for a wonderful journey which you had since inception of your corporate life.
Thank you so much.
So as we have discussed, we have met today to understand your journey, which has been a continuous professional development through continuous performance enhancement. So we would like to understand, for the sake of learning, how did you do it? What were special things which you had implemented, which made you to reach to this level, right? So just want to know first, what have been the different milestones you have achieved in your this entire corporate journey?
First of all, thank you Dinesh ji for considering me worthy enough for this interactive session, and I would like to share my 2 bits out of my experience that I have gained in the sector over my almost 16 years of journey in insurance. To describe about various milestones that I have reached or I have passed in my corporate career, particularly into insurance.
Okay.
Well, there have been a lot of milestones that we have. I have made it possible to surpass, not alone, but with my team and colleagues.
That's great.
Because you in a journey you don't travel alone.
Absolutely.
You travel with a lot of people.
Yeah,
so I am really happy that along with a lot of people that I work with, we have crossed many milestones.
Okay.
And at this moment, if I have to recall anything, then there have been very I would say some great milestones that that comes to my mind at this moment. One was in my initial career that I started with one of the top life insurance company in 2005. That I was chosen as the chairman select in that organization.
Oh, that's great.
And thank you. And I was the first employee of that channel for the first time ever in that organization.
Oh.
To coined as a chairman select. Okay. And that too 2 consecutive years.
That's a big achievement.
Yeah, thanks. So I think that was my one of the biggest achievement at my professional career, where I was felicitated by the CTO, CEO, and also the group chairman.
Oh, nice.
Mr. KV Kamath. We all know.
Then you are really lucky. Yeah. But I'm sure you would have not earned this luck just by luck. Okay.
But yeah, I always consider myself to be very lucky.
Okay.
Right, because when you say that you are lucky, then you are the chosen one.
Absolutely.
And when you are the chosen one, you have more responsibility on your shoulders.
Right.
So that's I always consider myself lucky to be surrounded by good people.
Okay.
All the time.
Right. That's nice.
Yeah.
So how was this journey?
Very eventful.
Okay.
Right, and it has been more highs with very few lows.
Okay.
But those lows have taught me how to again rise up and do well.
Okay.
So it has been a very eventful journey in my insurance career of last
Okay.
16 years, and we have together with our colleagues and team, we have created a lot of good milestones for the
Okay.
organization, for
That's
our
great.
personal growth as well,
Mhm.
because we not only work for the organizations that we are associated with,
Okay.
but we also work for our families, for our
Right.
individual growth.
Absolutely.
So the journey has been very rewarding,
Okay.
and we really thank first to the Almighty to give us opportunity to be surrounded with good people
Okay.
and to be at the right place at the right time.
That's nice.
And then our duty comes to work towards the goals that we set for ourselves and for
Okay.
organization.
Okay. So as you mentioned that it has been rewarding kind of journey for you, and you also talked about performance, if I'm not wrong, right? So what do you think about continuous performance enhancement? Role of continuous performance enhancement in your success?
See, when you say continuous, I would also term it like the role of any individual should also be not only to improve yourself continuously, but also continually.
Okay.
Right, and
Okay,
I always
that's a
believe
great
to
saying.
have a continual improvement rather
Okay.
than continuous, because by a definition, continuous it means that it is ever going and it is continuous in the process. But when it comes to continual, it means that you learn something,
Okay.
then you analyze yourself whether it is doing good for you or not.
Okay.
If it is not, then again you go back to that drawing board, you again
Okay.
learn, and then you climb.
That's great.
So there should be some gap to understand, to take feedback on what we have learned.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. So there have been great learning,
Absolutely.
right? And as you said that there were highs and there were lows. So I'm sure that you would have come across many favorable situations, right? So how have you leveraged these favorable situations in your corporate career?
See, favorable situations comes to all, right?
Yeah.
You just have to be lucky enough to grab those opportunities.
Okay.
And I always tell to my team that luck is when your efforts meets the opportunity.
Right.
Right. So
Okay.
then only your luck will be produced.
Okay.
So if you're not
Okay.
putting any efforts, the opportunity, you're not going to grab that opportunity.
Right.
So all the time you have to keep on working.
Okay.
You have to ensure that you don't sit back and get into a comfortable zone.
Right.
You have to thrive yourself.
Okay.
You have to look for various means and aspects and tools to enhance your skills,
Right.
enhance your
Okay.
knowledge.
Right.
Right, and self improvement is what one should look for, and I always believe into that.
Okay.
That you cannot achieve something very good in life if you don't have that material in yourself.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
you have to invest yourself.
Right.
Continuously, you have to invest in yourself.
Okay. So when you're talking about efforts, I'm sure they are the appropriate actions to reach to your desired goals.
Correct.
Right? No?
Correct.
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay. So in this journey, you would have also come across many challenges, right? So how have you dealt with these challenges?
Oh well, there have been a lot of challenges.
Okay.
Some challenges have really bogged me down. Sometimes it feels like you're not going to get up from those situations.
Okay.
But one thing is sure that even in one of the worst period or one of the very difficult times, one thing that one should not forget. In fact, few things that one should not forget is that don't deviate yourself from the basics.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Keep the basics on.
Right.
Be on the process.
Okay.
Don't deviate from the process.
That's great.
Don't look for short roles, or short success or shortcut methods to
Okay. Okay.
reach any milestones or anything
Okay.
that you want to achieve. I would like to draw some comparison or give you some example on this.
Okay. That would be good.
Yeah, so that you can relate it
Absolutely.
better. See, we are into sales, right?
Yeah.
And sales is a very dynamic career to be
Right.
with. there are a lot of situations keeps on happening all the time.
Right.
Some things is in your control, some things, and
Many things are
many
not
things
in-
not
not
are
in
in
control.
our
I
control.
understand.
Control.
I can feel where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Right,
So
right.
no guesses, like even if you are very amateur or professional in your career, but there times comes where you cannot do anything about it.
Right, absolutely.
And at that point of the time, you have to be resilient enough to
Right,
hold on to your
okay.
horses. So about 8 years back, in our journey of sales, some patch in my zone, got some turbulence where there was a competition that came in,
Okay.
and competition, took, try to get more people from our team, by giving them more
Okay,
lucrative
okay.
offers,
Right, got
better
it, got
salaries
it.
and all.
Yeah.
So kind of a poaching that happened about
Absolutely,
7-8
okay,
years.
okay.
So that was a little turbulence time,
Mhm.
and at that point of the time, the situation arose like every other guy in the team came with the offer. Okay, sir, I have this offer from this company.
I got it.
I want to
Yeah.
go.
Okay.
So many people, what they do in competition is that in this situation, people try to give some salary raise, to everyone who comes.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right, so that they can ring fence the people. I won't say that I'm very proud of it, but I think one strategy that what I particularly followed, that I did not let any raise happen, or I did not give any irrational raise to anyone.
Oh,
So that was a clear message to the team that
Okay.
you might be having certain offers from competition. It does not mean that you can bargain. Right.
Okay,
So that was a difficult time.
Acha,
Right?
right.
But sooner or later people understood the importance of being with the company, work
Right.
towards the company, and you cannot do bargain in your career.
Absolutely.
If you can do that, you will get you won't go for a long journey, right?
Right.
So those are some initial few gains for few months that you get.
Okay.
But overall, if you want to have a long-term career association with any organization,
Absolutely, yeah.
you have to stick to your basics.
So what you are mentioning is that you are the ideal example for a phrase called walk the talk, right?
Yeah.
So as you rightly mentioned that there is no shortcut in this success. So this rightly mentioned, as you mentioned that you have not given any irrational raise.
Correct.
So that's great. That's nice. So if I ask you what has been the contribution of action orientation in this journey? How would you describe your success and action orientation? How do these two things go together?
See, when you talk about success, let me define success for people, because success for me could be X thing, success for you could be Y thing, and
Absolutely,
success for something else would be Z. So what success is all about? Success does not mean getting promotion all the time. Success
Right.
does not mean that you leave one company, join other company with higher salaries and all.
Okay,
So
okay.
it's not like that. Success
Right.
means how much contented you are with your work, how much you know the company, and how
Okay.
much company knows you as well.
Okay.
And for that you have to make a lot of efforts.
Right.
If
So
you-
you will do actions.
Actions, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I believe into ask principle.
Okay.
Now what is ask principle is all about? A stands for attitude,
Right.
S stands for skills,
Okay.
and K stands for knowledge.
Knowledge. Absolutely. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it has to be into this order only.
Mm-hmm.
Attitude comes first, skills comes the second, and the knowledge comes the third.
Okay.
So being the virtue that I manage large team across various footprints of the country. I invest a lot of time in training people
Okay.
and coaching them.
Acha. Mm-hmm.
So once we train people, once we coach them, it would be easier for them to do activities.
Okay.
Right?
Got
So
it.
once they are trained, when they are skilled, then only they will do activities of selling the products.
Okay.
If they're
Got
not
it.
coached enough, they're not trained enough, we cannot demand activity. We cannot demand them go and meet the customer because
Okay.
they would be lacking the skills.
Okay.
So all the time, my endeavor is to, when we hire people, let's train them
Okay.
and let's have a coaching for them.
Okay. That's nice.
So
nice.
that's how we go into on an action-oriented sales force.
Okay. So you are very much skill oriented, skill development oriented.
People development, we can say.
Yeah. So that is what was your approach. So if I ask you to rate the contribution of these different actions which you have taken from 1 to 10, where would you place the importance of different activities which you are mentioning, actions which you have taken in your professional journey and the milestones which you have achieved?
See, if I have the liberty to rate above 10, I would give it 11.
Oh, that's great.
Right.
Okay,
But I don't have the liberty to rate above 10.
Yeah.
So I rate input activities or action activities as the prime focus for any department,
Right.
be into sales or non-sales.
Okay.
You have to be action oriented.
Okay.
But action oriented, it will happen only when you are skilled enough.
Absolutely.
If you have proper knowledge of your job that you are doing it,
Right.
and and if you have proper skills and knowledge, then only your interest will come
Absolutely.
in that subject.
I agree. That's right.
Right. So
That's right.
it's just like when we were into our schools or colleges, we used to study those subjects where we had knowledge about it. For example, if I was good in math,
Okay.
I studied more math because I was good in numbers, good in
Right.
calculations.
Okay.
So I used to, for hours and hours, I used to practice and study
right,
math.
right.
But suppose if I was not good in language, for example, Gujarati example, I hardly devoted my time to Gujarati because I was not having much hold of it,
Okay.
knowledge of it,
Okay.
and hence I lost the interest.
Okay.
So once you have knowledge of anything, your interest automatically develops.
Yes, okay. So you are working on your strengths,
Absolutely.
and you are developing strength of your team also.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's great. So I have coined a word called corporate black commandos, right? So how would you describe yourself as a corporate black commando?
Oh, that's quite a heavy term for
Okay.
someone like me to term as a black commando of corporate. In the same parlance, if I have to give an answer, what are the qualities of a black commando? Black commando are fierce,
Right.
trained,
Right.
highly skilled in their job.
Absolutely.
They know what they have to do.
Okay.
They have the objective is very clear.
Right.
Even it's for a long term or very short term assignment.
Okay.
Right, and they are loaded with the ammunitions.
Right.
You cannot have a
Good.
black commando,
Right.
without an ammunition.
Ammunition. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I think my answer is very clear on that. Your objective has to be first clear.
Right.
You should be trained for that objective. You have to be very resilient in what you want
Resilience,
to do.
yeah.
And you should have ammunitions.
Right.
Your knowledge
Knowledge
is
your
that ammunition. Your skills are those ammunitions.
That's great. That's great. That's great. I mean, the way your the words are coming out of your gray cells, that in itself shows that you would have not only worked for that, but you would have felt that actions which we are talking about.
Yeah.
Right. So as I was talking about continuous performance enhancement, so how did you ensure continuous performance enhancement? I mean, it's like keep on performing every now and then on an incremental basis, as you mentioned that there has to be improvement.
Correct.
So I call it as continuous performance enhancement. So how did you ensure this?
I have been always follower of processes.
Okay.
Right? For anything that we initiate, whether it's something new initiative or something which is very important for us to keep on doing it for long term basis, we have to be process oriented.
Okay.
And when we have large teams, you cannot control a large team spread across India if you
Okay.
don't have a process.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
Second is that you need to ensure that there are people in the hierarchy. There are frontliners, there are hybrid managers, there are
Okay.
managers, cluster heads, zonal heads, and all. You also need to train them because each of them handles another team below
Okay.
them or with them.
Okay.
So continuous performance development will come if you have trained people and if they know that they have to timely evaluate people's performance.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
That's
So,
right.
for example, if 1 month is over, what we do that our managers, supervisors, regional heads, they sit with the team. They see they talk about what went well, what did not went well.
Okay.
I generally try to be someone like we don't last for on our good L'Oreals for long.
Okay.
Otherwise, people will be comfort in their zone.
Yeah.
So we try to look what did not went well so that we can
Okay.
improve it.
Okay.
So it is like going to the drawing board every month,
Okay.
review it,
Okay.
and then should earmark issues of people
Okay.
where they lack, and then train them.
Oh, that's nice. That's
So
nice.
hence you will do a continuous performance check for those people.
That's good. So what you're saying is that these days I've seen that management people are now recommending something which is called continuous performance review.
Yeah.
Not to happen at the end of the period, but it should be a continuous process.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
So that's great. If we want to close this talk, and if we want to convey some great message or learning for the people who are in corporate and who wants to become like you, who want to continuously grow year on year. I mean, the way you are saying is that if I can make out, as we talk, that you have got promotion once in 2.5 years, right?
Yeah, you can say that about
okay.
2.5 years.
So there would be people who would like to, get that kind of, professional growth. So what is the message would you like to give to them?
Well, if I have to talk my entire message, then it will be pretty long, but I want to make it concise.
Right.
And tell some certain points. Is that first you have to be true to yourself.
Okay.
First point. You can be untrue to anyone but yourself. So be true to yourself. Keep the basics on.
Mm-hmm.
Work hard for the organization that you work with.
Okay. Okay.
And put your best behind your job.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
You should have that sense of belonging for the organization.
Okay.
From where you take your checks.
Okay.
Because there is not only a contractual obligation towards that organization,
okay,
but there's a moral obligation also,
okay,
because you are taking that checks from that organization.
Oh, that's great.
So be true to organization, remain connected with the people.
Okay.
And if you're on a supervisory, on a leadership position, ensure how you are going to make your people's life best.
Oh, that's great. That's right. Good.
So if you make your people's life best and comfortable,
okay,
then your life would be easier.
Okay.
But if you make your people's life, your team's life uncomfortable, then obviously you cannot live a comfortable life, because it's a sales, right? Everyone is connected with each other.
Absolutely.
And there is no other learning, or we say gyan, better than skills, or contribution in anyone, that we can, if we contribute better skills and knowledge to an individual.
Okay.
So if you works towards it, the person will be there with you for long.
Okay.
So that's my message. Stick to your basics.
Okay.
Be fundamentally clear.
Okay.
And in a corporate, don't only work for yourself. Work for the people around you or associate with you.
Okay. That will ensure automatic success.
Then success will come,
okay,
for sure.
Okay. So one thing I wanted to discuss, I'm seeing that you are ardent follower of Bhagavad Gita. Am I right?
Yeah.
So when you're talking about process, and there is a very famous shlok, which everyone uses, like, karma kiye ja phal ki ichha mat kar. So how would you relate this process orientation with that particular shlok, where Lord Krishna says that karma kiye ja. I mean, I'm not that good in Sanskrit, so I cannot recite that shlok, but you know what I mean to say. So how
Karmadhanika vaste ma
right. So
yes, I am ardent follower of Bhagavad Gita. In fact, I am a student of comparative religion. Also.
Okay.
So I always take everything good from each religion.
Okay.
And try to imbibe in myself.
That's great. That's nice.
I think one of the good process book for life.
Okay.
is Gita.
Oh, that's nice.
Right.
That's nice.
And once you go through it, it will teach you how to be grounded. And be on a basics of karma.
Okay.
In a nutshell, the Gita, somebody asked me to tell about Gita in a nutshell, I would say it's karma. It's all your karma that will reap, and you will get it back.
Okay.
So do good karma wherever you are, in your personal life or in your professional life.
Okay.
Keep on working, and there is something very good, the message by Lord Krishna in Gita, that even if you don't do bhakti, that's fine, but try to do action.
That's great.
So action is more important than a bhakti.
I agree with you. I mean,
so if you are acting on it, any which ways your action is devoted to me, that means to him.
To him, absolutely, absolutely. And that will automatically give you what you want.
Absolutely.
So if you are highly action oriented, success will touch your
It will
feet.
follow. It will follow.
Right? Am I
Sooner or
right?
later.
That's great. That's
Absolutely.
great. So, Vishal, thanks a lot for this
Thank you.
wonderful interaction, and I'm
Thank you.
sure that with this, people will learn a lot, and they will also try to become highly action oriented, and will become just like you.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Thanks a lot,
Thanks.
and all the best for your
Thanks.
future journey.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.